Much we do appreciate it. Now, the other good thing about owning venomous snakes is, at least we never ever have to worry about our money. Yeah, good boy. He'll take good care of it. Hey, been doing shows now for about 7 years now. Nobody's ever tried to grab that bag yet. So if you want to have a crack at it, come and have a crack. But biggest problem is every player wins a prize in this place, and I can't remember which snake I put in which bag. So if you want to have a try, come and have a try. Now, I was going to show you the most dangerous snake in Australia, but what I thought I'd do first up is I'll show you the first aid first. That way, if something terrible does happen, and I do get bitten by one of these two snakes, one of you can jump down and help me. Now, this is where you go, yes, don't go like that. Now I know all my friends are now, don't I? No, don't worry. Actually, I haven't had to do it in the last 7 years, so I'm hoping I won't have to do it today. Now, first aid, really simple. All this is crate bandage. Now, starting from the tip of the limb you've been bitten on, work from the tip, go all the way to the top of the limb. Now, when you get to the top of the limb, if you've got any bandage left over, come back down the limb again. Now, the bandage itself, only do it as tight as a sprained ankle, no tighter. If you do it any tighter, what you're actually doing is you're cutting off the blood supply to your limb, which you don't want to do anyway, because despite what you all think, venom rarely ever goes through your bloodstream. It actually goes through what's called your lymphatic system. Now, the bite side, where you've been bitten, never ever wash it or wipe it, you're wasting your time. Because when you get to Townsville Hospital, they'll use that, they'll take a swab of that venom, and they'll put it in what's called a venom detection kit. Now, roughly about 20 minutes later, they'll come back, tell you exactly what snake's bitten you, and give you the right antivenom. So it's pretty quick anyway. Now, back in the old days, you may have heard of people taking the snake to hospital so they can identify it. Don't bother. They really don't want to need that snake anymore. No point smacking up some wild snake they really don't want anyway. And the other thing is, you actually want the hospital staff to stay on the inside of the hospital, not be jumping out the window. So don't worry about taking it there, they don't need it anyway, it's not enough damage. Now, the last two snakes, most dangerous snake in Australia, and one of the most common venomous snakes you'll have up here as well. Now, both of these are common browns or eastern brown snakes. Now, I get people coming up after the show and they go, I seen this brown snake in my backyard the other day, can you tell me what it is? Now, some people get really angry, some people get angry with you, which I can't understand why, but a lot of people do get angry with you because I can't tell them what snake it is, and this will give you the reason why, without actually seeing the snake, I can't tell you exactly what snake's what, because this will tell you why you can't tell it by colour. Now, this guy loves to tie himself up in knots, but both of those snakes are exactly the same snake. All they are is different families, come from different areas. So that's why I can't tell you exactly what snake's what, just by an explanation, because it's too difficult to only be guessing anyway. Now, both of these snakes, very well behaved snakes, because I use them all the time. Actually, that one there, the dark brown one, he's actually been coming to Townsville show, and I don't even live in Townsville, mind you. I live in Gin down in near Bundy, but he's been coming to Townsville show for the last 7 years straight. That's how long I've had that snake. So they are a very quiet snake because I use them all the time. So he is quiet. Now, a wild one, where are you going? He said you'd love going in there. You can stay there. No, this one. Oh, is that why he was going over there, wasn't he? I didn't know why he was going over there. Now, this guy here, very well behaved snake. Out in the wild, never going to be like this. Wild one's going to be extremely fast, extremely aggressive. Now, I have no idea how fast this particular snake can be when it wants to. It can still be like that, but it just doesn't, chooses not to. I have no idea how fast this snake can be. At home, at one stage, I used to own 8 of them. Don't ask me why, but I did. Now my biggest one, about double the thickness and about an extra half as long as game. So it's rather large brown. Now I had him out one day before we went away on a trip, and he was about where the end of the pit is over there. Now I stood in the room with him about where I am now. Before I could even blink, he was standing at the base of my feet. He was standing about knee high in the air, and he was trying to bite my kneecaps. And that was a captive bred one, not even a wild one. Now, another reason why this snake here is so dangerous, it's actually because of his venom. As I said, second most venomous snake in the world. Now, simply put, if you take a normal household pin, dip it into some venom, take it out, shake it all off so it appears dry. There's still enough venom on that pinhead to kill 3 adults. So you're like that gnawing on your boot, not real good, eh? Now, if you want to leave towns, well, because this snake's around, don't bother. You won't get away from this snake. It is found up the east coast of Australia, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide. Hey, does any of you like to go down to the Gold Coast for your holidays? And you like to stay in Gold Coast high-rises right on the beach? If you do, you better watch where you're walking. These snakes have actually been captured in Gold Coast high-rises. Don't ask me how they get there, but they have been found there. So no matter where you go in Queensland, you're always going to at least one brown snake. But there is a good thing with this snake. You mightn't think so, but there is. You wear the right clothing, should very rarely ever have a problem with this snake, because the fangs on this snake here, that small, they very rarely ever get through clothing. Now, yeah, you might have a heart attack as it's coming towards you, but you're not going to get bitten by a venomous snake, which is always a good thing anyway. Now, having said that, I know a lot of people are frightened of snakes, so I'm probably guessing I've frightened a few people. So I want you to have a think about this a bit more rationally after you leave here. In Australia, average every year we have roughly about 3 deaths a year from snake bite. Now, that's not bad considering we have some of the most venomous snakes in the world. Actually, a lot of people have a morbid fear of snakes, yet very few people actually fear or have a morbid fear of bees, honeybees. Because actually in Australia more people die from being killed by bees than what they are being killed by snakes. So at the end of the day, they're only animals, that's all they are. And remember, if you're going to go out in the bush, take a bandage with you. Don't take it much room, doesn't cost a lot of money, but it does save your life. So have a little think about that. Now, unfortunately, that does bring us down to this show. Now, we'll be back again a bit later to do another show. So if you'd like to come back and see us, if not, have a great evening at Townsville Show tonight. And I think you can stop looking down on the ground.